right, everybody, get ready to move. Today, we are diving deep into Philippine festivals. You wanted to explore this incredible world.
And you've come to the right place.
You said it.
Right.
We're going to take you on a whirlwind tour of these celebrations all year round.
I'm excited.
Me too. So first things first, just how many festivals are we talking about here?
Well, the Philippines is known for having a ton of festivals.
Okay, but give us a number. How many is a ton exactly?
Think over 40 major festivals every year. We're talking religious festivals, harvest festivals, cultural festivals.
Wow, over 40. That's wild. All right, so where do we even begin with a number like that?
Let's start with January. It's really when the year kicks off with a bang. And you can't talk about January in the Philippines without mentioning the incredible Santo Niño festivals.
Ah, right. I did a little reading about these. The Santo Niño is the child Jesus, right?
Exactly.
And there are some really big festivals dedicated to the Santo Niño, aren't there? Like the Ati-Atihan Festival in Calibo, the Sinulog Festival in Cebu, and the Dinagyang Festival in Iloilo City. What's the deal with all of these? They all celebrate the Santo Niño, but they're all different.
Yeah, it's really interesting. Each one has its own unique flavor and history. Like the Ati-Atihan, it dates all the way back to the 13th century.
Wow, 13th century, that's even older than some countries. So what's the story behind the Ati-Atihan Festival?
Well, the story goes that it started with a land deal between some Malay settlers and the indigenous Ati people.
Okay, I see where this is going.
Exactly. Participants paint their faces black, kind of like a tribute to the Ati people. It's a real spectacle. You should look up some pictures.
Oh, I definitely will. And I guess that makes it different from, say, the Sinulog Festival.
Right. The Sinulog actually only goes back to 1980.
Oh, wow. So it's way more modern.
Definitely. But it's still really cool. The name actually comes from a Cebuano word that means river current, because of the dance movements.
No, I get it. That's a neat little fact. So we've got an ancient festival and a more modern one. What about this Dinagyang Festival?
Oh, the Dinagyang is all about energy. It started in 1967 as a parish celebration.
Parish, so like a local church thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And it's grown so much since then. It's known for the Ati-Ati street dancing competition.
I've seen videos. Everyone's dressed up and the music's amazing.
Yeah, definitely can't miss experience.
Okay, so we've got centuries-old traditions and newer events all celebrating the Santo Niño. That's a lot to cover. And we haven't even finished with January, right?
Right. We've got the Feast of the Black Nazarene in Manila. That one's really important for a lot of people.
I've heard about that. Millions of people go, right?
Yeah, millions. It's incredible. And then for something totally different, there's the Manasa Festival in Maguindanao.
What's that one about?
It started back in 1981 to help preserve traditional crafts.
Wow. So they have festivals for everything. That's really cool. One thing that strikes me about all of this is Filipinos seem to know how to throw a party.
They really do. It's amazing. These festivals are about so much more than just having fun, though. They're about connecting with your community and celebrating Filipino culture and history.
And we're just getting started. We still got 11 months of festivals to go. What does February have in store for us?
February is a little different.
Different how?
Well, if January is about that high energy start to the year, February is more about,
Contrasts.
Yeah. Contrast. We go from these huge celebrations to things that are a little more
low-key.
Not necessarily low-key, but definitely more
reflective.
There's some of that, yeah.
Yeah.
We've got flower festivals, hot air balloons, even a chance to learn about indigenous traditions.
Okay, see, now that sounds amazing. You had me at flower festivals. Tell me everything.
All right, so picture this. Baguio City.
Baguio City, that's the summer capital of the Philippines.
That's the one. And every February, they have this incredible festival, the Panagbenga Flower Festival.
Panagbenga? What a cool name. What does it even mean?
It means season of blooming in the local dialect. Isn't that perfect?
So perfect. So we're talking a ton of flowers everywhere.
Everywhere. They have these huge floats, all covered in flowers, parading through the streets. It's incredible.
Oh, wow. That sounds so beautiful and vibrant. It must be amazing to see all those colors.
It really is. And what's even cooler is that this festival has a really interesting backstory. You see, back in 1990, Baguio City was hit by a massive earthquake.
Oh, no, I didn't realize.
Yeah, it was really devastating. But the people of Baguio City are incredibly resilient. They wanted to create something beautiful to help the city recover.
And that's how the Panagbenga Flower Festival was born.
Exactly. They took this tragedy and turned it into something really special. It's about hope and new beginnings.
I love that. Okay, from flowers to something totally different. What were you saying about hot air balloons?
Oh, right. February is also when they have the Philippine International Hot Air Balloon Fiesta.
No way. Where does this one take place?
In Clark, Pampanga, they get all these hot air balloons, over 20 of them, from all over the world. It's incredible to see them all up in the air. It's like,
magical.
yeah, magical, like something out of a dream.
I can only imagine. So how did this hot air balloon festival get started? It seems like such a unique event.
Well, it all started with one person, actually,
Yeah.
a pilot named Captain Joy Roa.
Get out. Tell me more.
Well, Captain Roa, he loved aviation, obviously, but he also really wanted to promote tourism in the Philippines. And he had this idea to combine those two passions.
And that's how the hot air balloon fiesta was born. That's amazing. What a legacy.
Right. It just goes to show you, one person really can make a difference. But we're not done with February just yet. You mentioned wanting to know more about indigenous traditions.
Yes, absolutely. I'm all ears.
Okay, well, in Bukidnon, they have this amazing festival called the Kamulan Festival.
Kamulan, I've seen pictures of this one. The costumes are incredible.
They're unbelievable.
Yeah.
So intricate and colorful, and they really tell a story.
So what's the story behind the Kamulan Festival?
Well, it's all about celebrating the indigenous tribes of the Bukidnon region.
Right. I remember reading about that. So they have all these different tribes coming together.
Exactly. They have this huge parade where each tribe showcases their own traditions and dances and music. It's a real celebration of their heritage.
Wow, February was amazing. Flowers, hot air balloons, indigenous culture.
And we're just getting started. March is when things get really interesting.
Oh, how so?
Well, let's just say, if you're a foodie like me,
You know me too well.
March is going to be your favorite month.
All right, you've got my attention. What's going on in March?
Get ready for some serious culinary celebrations.
Okay, I am here for that. Culinary celebrations, does it get any better than that?
It really doesn't. And one of the coolest ones has got to be the Pahiyas Festival.
The Pahiyas Festival, that's a new one. Tell me more.
So Pahiyas, that's milkfish, by the way.
Right. Milkfish.
So in Dagupan City, they have this whole festival dedicated to Pahiyas. They have Pahiyas dishes, parades, even a cooking competition.
Wait, seriously, a whole festival about milkfish? That's kind of amazing.
It is. It started in the 50s, actually.
Wow, really? It's been going on that long.
Yeah. They even set a world record once for the longest barbecue.
No way. I bet they grilled a ton of Pahiyas for that one.
You better believe it.
That's incredible. Okay, so we've got fish. What else is happening in March?
How about something completely different? The Marianas Festival.
Oh, yeah, I've heard about this one. It's the one with those crazy masks. right?
Exactly. There's a whole thing with costumes and parades.
So what's the story behind it all?
Well, it's based on a biblical story about Longinus, this Roman centurion.
Okay, I vaguely remember that story. He was the one who...
He pierced Jesus' side with a spear. Yeah.
So how does that turn into a festival with these elaborate costumes?
Well, it's a mix of Catholic and local traditions. Nobody knows exactly how it started, but
And it's been going on for a long time.
yeah, probably since the 1800s.
Wow, that's amazing. From a biblical story to this huge cultural event.
That's the thing about Philippine festivals, right? They're rooted in history and tradition, but they're also so full of life.
That's a great way to put it. And speaking of being full of life, I have to ask, any more food festivals happening in March?
Well, if you've got a sweet tooth, you're in luck.
You already know I do.
Perfect. Because March is also when they have the Strawberry Festival in La Trinidad.
Strawberry Festival, now that sounds delicious.
It is. They have everything you can imagine. Strawberry shortcake, strawberry jam, even strawberry tahoe.
Strawberry tile, I've never even heard of that.
Oh, you have to try it. It's amazing.
I'm adding it to my list. You know, it's incredible how many unique and interesting festivals there are in the Philippines. We've barely scratched the surface, and I'm already feeling so inspired by the culture and the history.
And that's just it. Every festival tells a story about the Philippines' past, about the people, about their beliefs. It's really incredible.
It really is. And I have a feeling no matter when you visit the Philippines, there's always something to celebrate. So for our listeners who are ready to book their tickets and experience these incredible festivals for themselves, where should they start?
Well, I always say the best way to find the perfect festival is to do a little digging. Look online, see what's happening during your travel dates, maybe even ask some locals for their recommendations.
That's great advice. There's a whole world of festivals out there just waiting to be discovered. And who knows, maybe we'll even get to experience some of them ourselves one day. Until then, keep exploring and keep diving deep.